Nikki again. I guess I'm not really vlogging. I'm just gonna talk because I can kind of feel things creeping up on me and just, I guess, holding myself accountable. Um, so I uh, just got done talking to my eldest brother over Facebook, and he brought up the fact that we've maybe only seen each other in person 3 times, and that's, I'm not gonna lie, it bugs the shit out of me. And I know I'm at the point now where I'm old enough I could, if I had the, if I had any way to truly do something about it, I would. At this point, I don't really have anything I could do about it, and that bugs me because I grew up kind of as like an only child. My closest cousin is also like a brother to me, and I'm his annoying little sister because we grew up in the same household with each other. We have that kind of sibling relationship, and that's awesome. And I'm close with my stepsisters, which also awesome. But with my brothers that I share blood with, I'm close to, and it's just, it's not the relationship that I guess I want to have with them. I wish we could have more of a, we live closer to each other where we could be around each other more and hang out, and I could get to be the annoying little sister who annoys her older brothers to death. I'm really good at that. And it's just wasn't something I was really even thinking all that much. Like, it, it's there in the back of my mind. Like, oh yeah, I wish I could see them more, but not like, I guess it didn't hit me on like how much like I actually really want and wish I had more of that relationship. And like, my middle brother has met my son, but my oldest one hasn't yet, and that bugs me. And it bugs me that that I haven't been more involved, and some of that is completely and totally my fault. I get like that where I just, not that keeping up with people is hard. I guess I just don't overly prioritize it. Like some people I'll text all the time. I don't really call anybody. I don't like talking on the phone. When I want to talk to somebody, I want to talk to a face. I don't want to have to hold the phone to my ear. I'm weird. But it's just weird because I think I met my middle brother 15 years ago about. And think the first time I met my middle brother was about 12, not my middle brother, my eldest brother, 12 years ago, and it's just, like, I remember finding out that I had older siblings, like brothers and everything. I was so happy. Still am. Still am so happy, but it's like, I'm sad because I guess we don't really, and due to different circumstances and stuff, we don't really have the relationship I think that all of us want, and we're trying to do that now as adults, and it's weird. Not in a bad way, just it's a little bit harder because there's so much more of life in the way, and everyone's busy, everyone's working, everyone has kids or dogs, or and life just gets in the way, and yes, social media makes that easier. Because I can open up Facebook and they can see what's going on and comment on my life. I can comment on their lives. But at the same time, it's like the second you close that screen, at least for me, sometimes when I close it or like say goodnight or something, it's like all of a sudden that distance is much more real and has a greater impact than what I guess than what it seems like when you're sitting there and you're talking, or me, I'm sitting here taking 10 minutes to figure out what to say because I'm a socially awkward person, even when writing, let alone when trying to talk. And it gets a little weird, and sorry I accidentally closed the last video, instead of hitting continue record, I hit stop. So, it's social media is great for keeping in contact with people that I guess normally it'd be a lot harder, or you wouldn't think about keeping in contact with, stuff like friends or family members that live in different parts of the country, different parts of the world. It's great, but sometimes you just get reminded of the distance, and just like that is your main form of communication and information into their lives and stuff. And yeah, it's great, and I guess sometimes I just miss being around people, or not really around people, because I don't really, not that I don't like social interaction, I do. I'm more like sitting on the wall and watching social interaction and participating every now and again. But I guess I'm just dealing with that I don't have the relationship that I want with them, and I'm trying to figure out what I can do with my current within my current circumstances to change that a little bit. And it was just, I guess it's just one of those nights where it's just, I'm exhausted, so everything's just gonna pile up on me, and I'm not gonna sleep, and it's gonna be 3 o'clock in the morning, and being all deep and wise and exhausted, which I do have a lot of stuff I gotta do in a short amount of time, which I think that's part of it, is stress and stuff too, and just kind of feels like everything's happening at one time, and making me think about the relationships that I have with people and just how I wish some of them were different and just what can I do to change that, because if I want it to be different, what can I do to put that into motion? A, talk more, reach out more, um, actually comment and not just like on their stuff. I have a bad habit of that. Because I don't always know what to say to things, and I don't want to. I do worry about saying the wrong things sometimes. Other times I really just don't care. Depends on who I'm around and everything. But it's just. I guess I'm also worried because the majority of my family is right in the path of Irma in South Carolina. I think almost all of them are within where it's supposed to hit. So I'm worried about that. I found out after the fact that one of my uncles was in the hospital. It's like, why did nobody tell me? Why did you assume I know? I'm kind of the last to know on information of things going on down there, and it's just that bugs me because I'm not down there, but that doesn't mean like I don't care or I'm not keeping up on their lives and stuff, and it's just I find out a lot of things after the fact, and some things that's fine with, but finding out that your uncle was in the ICU and then, oh, I told you, didn't I? No. So it's just, yeah, I think this is all just a lot of stress and just a lot of old hurts, new hurts, and like kind of wanting to tell my family things, or at least my brother, because my sister that I'm close to, my stepsister that I'm close to, I just call her my sister because we've known each other since we were 5. We're family, and like she knew something was wrong from the get go, and like you don't have to say anything, but I know, and you know that I know, and that stuff, and just I've never actually admitted it to her, and I know if I tell my brothers, it's going to be a huge thing, and I kind of want to work on our relationship before I bring anything like that into it, because they're not going to take too kindly to everything that happened, and I guess I'm kind of sad because all day today, after he got home from school, the munchkie was just, I miss Daddy and Granddaddy, and I'm sad, and it's kind of hard not to be sad when your child's sad, and there's nothing you can nothing you can do about it other than hug him and tell him that it's okay and that that's it. And he did get to pretty much FaceTime with his dad and everything, but it was getting later and later, and I was worried that it wasn't gonna happen, so I just made the decision to call, and I feel bad, like if I'm calling in front of son and stuff, and then his dad doesn't pick up because that's just because I have to come up with a reason why Daddy couldn't pick up right then, especially when he knows that Daddy's supposed to call him on a certain day or stuff, and then finding out a reason for why it didn't happen. So that was hard because he was just like laying on me, not like crying, but just upset and sad and asking to go to Daddy's house, and he can't. Which brings up stuff from my childhood because my parents separated around the same age when I was around the same age, and I remember asking the same thing and dealing with a lot of broken promises and just a lot of stuff, and I like to think I dealt with it, or not that I'm over it, because the scars and I guess what I call the fleas are still there, and I know some behaviors that I have or thought processes are because of that, and I deal with it, but it's hard watching him go through the same thing and trying to avoid the trying to avoid him having to deal with the same things. So, I guess that's pretty much it for this. I just kind of wanted to, I guess, vent. I hope you all have a good night, and if you're in the path of the hurricanes, I hope you guys are all safe and sound, and see you guys later.